We're live.
Hey, we are live.
We're alive.
All right.
Well, let's go ahead and say the opening line. You're watching PTV Live. Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
I'm Doug.
I'm Arnie.
And Steve is already saying hi. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hi,
Thanks for
Steve.
joining. Oh, and Juan. Juan, thank you for being there. Great. Good to see you there.
Oh, Steve. Okay.
Okay. Hope you're doing well tonight.
We're just letting a little bit more people coming in.
We'll just see how many people come into the stream. But yeah, we're just kind of like relaxing on a Thursday night.
Just reminiscing what we had for dinner. We had tachos.
Hello, Todd Hall. Thank you for joining the stream. It's good to have you here.
Okay. Once again, Doug, you're going to have to explain what tachos are.
Okay, we didn't take a picture of it. You take
Okay, I'm sure.
Tots.
Yeah, Tots. It's kind of inspired by Toy Story Land. Woody's Lunchbox has this thing called tachos, and we do our own take on it.
Well, we made so much carnitas in the Instant Pot, which we'll be making a video of
The
it.
Shep family's watching. Thanks for joining.
Hi.
It's great to have you here.
So we made this huge carnitas in the Instant Pot. So we have so much leftovers. What I do is we get tots, get them super, super crispy in the convection oven. And then what you do after they get super crispy, you put a bunch of cheese, jack, cheddar, and then sprinkle a whole bunch of carnitas on top of it. Put it back in the oven, get that crispy and melty. Then you bring it out and drizzle some nacho cheese on top of it with some nacho habanero.
We did some jalapenos
And some sour cream, and that was dinner.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was good. It wasn't soggy or anything. It was
Pirate
really
Princess Red, thank you for joining. Cargo, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Really appreciate it. I promise I'll try not to use big words. Great.
Is there an issue with vocabulary in these streams?
Yeah, I think we used.
Cargo was taking issue with me, I guess.
What did you do?
She was saying, "Oh my goodness, you use such big words."
Oh yeah, I use big words with clients, and
The son of our niece has used. He's 5 years old, and he was using the word deciduous.
Yes,
dear
we
Lord.
had a barbecue, and I asked Alex. He's going to be 6 in July. I asked Alex, "What is fall?" He says, "It's when indigenous trees." Deciduous trees let go of their leaves. And I was screaming and yelling and hysterical because, I mean, a 6-year-old would not say deciduous trees let go of their leaves for fall.
Okay, we have Greg joining. Thank you, Greg. Disney World Adventures. Chris, thanks for joining. We have Lorena Zapata. Thank you for being here. And we have
marmalade.
Yeah, we have a new friend. Melissa, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate having you here. Great. Oh, a lucky minute. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Let's see. We also have, Todd. Yeah. Todd, we'll talk about that.
We'll get you your marmalade.
Marmalade?
Yeah,
Todd's asking for marmalade. It's something that I've been talking about making in the kitchen, but we've just not gotten around to making marmalade. So,
well, we got to introduce people that we make jam, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that is a whole other story.
Do you want to do show and tell?
Chris knows about it. So,
who's Chris?
Disney World Adventures.
Oh,
he knows about it. He and I kind of like
the pictures.
We talked a little bit about it, but
I was actually thinking about this about a half an hour ago, and I know you guys have your jam business on the side, but it isn't branded with Pepper Tree Villa. But even though you've got these jams that are being done, shouldn't you be co-branding it like Glass Jar Baking presented by Pepper Tree Villa, or is that too much for a label?
I don't know.
It's just a little side hustle. It doesn't need to be associated with it. It's just part of our baking. It's under the umbrella of PTV because it's the cooking part of it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, people are saying, yeah. Chris says, I know about your jams. He wants some.
Well, go get it. Try what they look like.
We'll
do show and tell later.
We'll do a show tell on another stream.
Okay, Steve is talking about wanting mango jam and raspberry jam. Steve, the raspberry jam.
We have raspberry.
It looks like a jewel in a jar. It's amazing.
I'm too lazy to get out.
And the mango we make is mango pineapple.
And apple pie jam.
We're also working on doing a tropical heat, which would be mango pineapple with habanero. So So
yeah, we are at 500.
Pirate
This
Princess,
is-
thank you so much, everyone. Pirate Princess just mentioned that we're at 500. Yeah, we just crossed over 500 today. I posted a video last night, and in the event that you haven't seen it yet, please make sure go check out our video talking about 500 villagers. When you do, leave a comment on the video, and when you leave a comment, then go to either Twitter or Instagram. On Twitter, just retweet the tweet that I put out there that says, "I'm a villager. Wouldn't you like to be a villager too?" Or you can just leave a comment on the Instagram picture about the.
Is that the swag over there?
Oh yeah, we do have swag.
We do have the swag.
We do have swag. So I'm going to show this to everyone. We have.
Before you do that, we need to say hello to Noah and RV, who have also joined the broadcast.
Oh,
Hi.
hi! Thank you.
I know we're gonna try to not go off on a tangent.
Noah, thank you so much. Okay, here we have the Disneyland magnet. Woo!
Ooh.
Sick.
Then we have a magnet from Space Mountain.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there we go. And then we have a pin. This was a pin for a promotion they did on Space Mountain in California.
In
At Disneyland.
2007, they only did it 1 year, and it's I think their way of doing rock and roller coaster in Hollywood Studios. They took Space Mountain and they overlaid it and did this.
Yeah, they did rock
and
music. So it was kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster, but
they had different rock bands.
yeah, it was a
and
different soundtrack. So, but it is for the Disneyland Resort in 2007.
It's dated.
Okay, and then great. Everyone's talking to each other, saying hi to
Yeah,
each other.
hi
Great.
there. Hi everybody. Hi
And
there.
then we have a deck of cards here.
Flip it over.
There it is, and you can see on the back, they're clear. The cards are clear. So
They're very cool.
yeah. Anyway, these cards are kind of special because we actually played with these once. We bought them while we were waiting for Disneyland. Ben, what was it that we were waiting for when we bought these?
The 50th
Was
anniversary.
it the 50th
of California
anniversary?
Adventure.
We were inside California Adventure waiting for the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, and we bought these cards, and we played with them to kind of like spend time because we had to wait for so long that night.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, we were street people. We slept in the park. It's my second time I got to sleep in the park.
And then
The piece de resistance.
this is it. Oh, Jim, hey. More Sunshine, please, has joined the chat.
Hi.
Thank you. Here is the Erebus Brothers crystal glass mug from this crystal shop on Main Street.
Yeah, it wasn't from Main Street. Just to
Main
give you-
Street.
it's a big mug.
It's a big one. You can see my hand right here.
You know,
And there's Doug's hand.
It's
So
it's a big mug.
Yeah.
and it's heavy.
But we
Chris likes the mug.
Huh?
Chris likes the mug.
oh yeah, the mug is awesome. It
Yeah,
really is.
It really is.
It's very cool.
So our collection, because we like everybody that we wanted to make it.
Oh,
Some people-
Steve wants it.
Okay.
Oh, Steve
Wait
just
until
wants
you
to
guys
you follow
see
the
it.
instructions. You could be up for getting it.
Well, if you help us get to 1,000, we have a very incredible piece that I'm not going to say yet.
Yeah, we have some other things coming for when we hit 1,000.
Very
1,000
limited
villagers.
edition.
But yeah, we've got some limited.
That's for the
edition
1,000, and then after that, we're just smooth sailing.
stuff.
But if you guys
No,
can
we'll
help us get to
just keep on
1,000,
going with it. But yeah, everyone, that's great. Okay, so last week we talked about a specific question, and the question that I asked of everyone for the question of the week was, when you're not at Disneyland or Walt Disney World, what restaurant and/or food reminds you of being at the parks? And I did get a response from RVing to Disney. Thank you so much for responding. And she responded with the hashtag PTV questions. Again, hashtag PTV questions. And her answer was that there's a house in New Mexico near Sparky's. It's a magical food and atmosphere. And then she included some pictures. She mentioned that another YouTuber, Justin Scard, has reviewed the place too. but the pictures are really cool. So got one there.
It is something that Disney would do. It's tacky.
And we have one there. So it reminds her of being at the parks.
Yeah.
So RVing, thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciated that.
It actually looks like a restaurant that Pee Wee Herman would develop.
I think it was probably in Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Remember he went to leave LA to go to the Alamo and pick up his stuff. So
yeah. Oh, Todd says I better win.
okay.
Todd, no promises. Sorry, it's going to be a drawing.
Yeah.
By the way, in case you hadn't seen the video, the drawing. You okay?
Excuse me.
We are going to be doing the drawing on a live stream on Saturday, June 1st. So just be tuning into that, and we will make sure that we draw someone's name.
And everybody is welcome.
One lucky villager will be receiving our little prize package. So, oh, yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Today's question, what we're doing today is...
Yeah, today's
Ben,
question. Yeah, Ben, why don't you take it?
You introduce this today.
All right. A couple of weeks ago, we were putting our heads together and coming up with ideas for these types of talks. And this week, we decided to focus on films in the Disney library, whether they're live or animated. And we want to get everyone's opinion on what film that Disney has released that they would like to see turned into an attraction that is currently not an attraction in a Disney park.
And it could be either animation or live action, because my list has both.
All right. So I did some research and came up with a laundry list of over 20 titles. We won't go over all of them, but let's go ahead and start with one. And technically, it has a representation in Disney parks, but I would say Cinderella. Cinderella does not have a physical ride-through attraction at all at a Disney park.
No, she just has a castle.
Yeah, and it's actually one of my favorite, because even Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland opened as a castle and only a castle, but it was a few years later that they built the walkthrough with dioramas for people to walk through.
Yeah, that's true. I love that.
But I don't believe they have that type of atmosphere anywhere in a Disney park.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I know for us, the Sleeping Beauty walkthrough is really nice. So that movie's already represented in the park.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We have Zippity Doo Dad. Thanks for joining. And Sherry, thank you for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Okay.
So you did Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. They don't. What would be a scene in Cinderella do you think would be a good that they could mimic?
Oh my gosh, the transforming from her rags to her beautiful dress. That would make a beautiful special effect in a ride through.
Jim at More Sunshine, please. If you've seen Tomorrowland, I just want Disney to add a red laser beam coming from the top of the Eiffel Tower in It's a Small World. You know, that movie really got panned. I liked that movie. I liked it a lot.
Oh, Tomorrowland was brilliant. I just wish from what I heard, the original concept and stories were not so heavy-handed of George Clooney, and that they were going to have a little boy instead of the little girl. Not that it needed to be any different, but it's like, I think they were pandering it just to play safe and to be diverse. And I mean, the girl was very good, but it just didn't, it seemed a little out of place, like they were trying too hard. I really wish they did more. I mean, I thought the Tomorrowland was great.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, so the first one that I have on my list, and the list that I have 7 movies altogether, 5 that I really listed out, 2 as honorable mention, and they're in no specific order. But the first movie that I have is actually it's actually a franchise that Disney did. It was The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Now, to a lot of you that were born after 1980, this movie probably doesn't mean much to you. But to me, The Rescuers was really during formidable years. It was my years becoming a teenager, and I still had a strong love of Disney that just grew stronger as I became an adult. I didn't fall into that category of thinking Disney wasn't cool. I always thought it was cool. I've always loved Disney. So The Rescuers, I thought about doing something like a boat ride or something with Evinrude, or Evenrude, as they say it in the movie, who was a little dragonfly in the movie. Or if you take The Rescuers Down Under, it could be a flying attraction where you get on the back of the Golden Eagle, which I imagine would be something similar to Flight of Passage.
Okay.
That would be cool. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, you could really
But
make them.
I like the idea of a boat ride. You know, Disney is really big on adding a lot of big, exciting things because let's face it, a little sea ticket attraction is not going to draw people in. But I think the Rescuers with Evinrude as the outboard motor, I think that would be really cool to go cruising around on a little boat through the bayou. So, like Ben, what's your next movie?
I have The Love Bug.
The Love Bug? You mean the VW Beetles?
The VW Beetle, The Love
Bug.
Okay.
What
would be okay, what would you do with Herbie?
You could get into a car, a Herbie the Love Bug, and you could be going through like a very, very, very slow moving track, but just like the old super speed tunnel, you'd have all this action going around you and it'd feel like you were going a lot faster than you actually were.
Oh, I love the idea of super speed tunnel. Okay, for those of you that don't know what super speed tunnel is, in Tomorrowland, in Disneyland, they had, well, the attraction was still more in the loss of, and that's the People Mover. It was similar to the TTA, but it went through a building around the backside of what used to be the Carousel of Progress. And in there, they had a couple of tunnels with screen projections, and it made you feel like you were really going fast. It was called Super Speed Tunnel. And only real diehard Disneyland fans would know about that one.
Yeah, because you did go around the intervention.
But I loved Super Speed Tunnel. And that's a good idea about Herbie. That'd be good.
Yeah,
I like
Herbie's
that.
a good one.
Herbie actually made my honorable mention list. I thought of The Love Bug.
Well, I knew you guys were going to pick the same thing.
We may be twins, but we don't necessarily pick the same things all the time.
You did. You yelled out a lot of stuff that he picked.
Well,
I heard and completely forgot. Mine is, and I believe they're putting it in Shanghai. I think it's so needed to be put out so much more is Zootopia, like the train that goes around. I think they could do so much more with Zootopia in all the parks. I think that's a very underrated, beautiful movie.
I think it's an underutilized franchise.
Yes, they really need to milk that and put that everywhere because it was very universal, and I wish they would do the movie. And I thought Zootopia was absolutely brilliant because you could do, stuff about animals. You could do the train ride. You can, you could do so much of that movie. It was just very entertaining. So I don't know exactly what they're doing in Shanghai until Ben just reminded me, they're going to do something Zootopia in Shanghai.
Okay, I'm looking here at the stream. It says that Jim says, seeing The Rescuers at the theater is one of my first movie-going memories. That's fantastic. I love that.
Mine was Oliver and Company in the 80s. That's what I believe. The 80s were they were not doing a lot, and they were not rip-roaring as they are now.
Okay, I like Jim's description about the super speed tunnel where he compares it to the wild tunnel in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, that's exactly what it was like.
Yeah, exactly.
It was that.
Well, just without all the creepy images.
Oh yeah, without the creepy images, and Willy Wonka doing his very, very creepy rhyme, and then all of a sudden they stop. That's a great scene.
Good night, Cargo. I know that, again, we're not dealing with great baggies time, so
yeah,
we know.
Super Speed Tunnel originally featured images of those machines that go through the Everglades, with the big fans and boats going through the Everglades,
Yeah.
and car races all around you and all. But then they changed it to an experience where you were part of Tron. So it would be the super speed tunnel through the world of Tron.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, they did the Tron. I remember the Tron part of it.
Pirate Princess Red says that she would love to see something like Evan Root or something. It would be something like Storybook Canal, the Storybook Canal boats.
Oh.
I love Storybook Land.
Yeah, they can't get rid of that.
Yeah,
that's just such a classic-y
Disneyland and Disneyland Paris both have Storybook Land. I love that. Okay, so what Ben? You gave us your second film.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first one was what?
Cinderella.
And your second one was The Love Bug?
Yep.
My first one was The Rescuers with The Rescuers Down Under.
Mine was Zootopia.
Yours was Zootopia. Okay. For me, now I know there's already an attraction in the parks. Well, actually in Magic Kingdom called the Flying Carpets of Agrabah. But I really think that just a spinner that's similar to the Astro Orbiter and Dumbo, I think that's a disservice to the film Aladdin. I really think they could do something more with it, with a flying carpet, with almost a virtual reality bend to it. But I don't know, maybe something similar to what they're doing with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I know we're getting into the world of screens. Everybody makes fun of Universal Studios for it to be, it's the park of screens. But, that's where you can get the technology. But I think they could do what they do Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai, is where you could do stage.
Thanks for joining.
And screens there seamlessly. You don't make it feel like you're just going through a bunch of screens. You can still have audio animatronics and real sets, but give the illusion of it.
Yeah. But yeah. I really think that there's a lot to offer, especially going through the Cave of Wonders. I think that trying to, get away from the lava and everything that's there and everything crumbling and falling apart. I think that they could really have a great flying. I have this thing with flying. I love the flying attraction.
Something like that in Disney Quest?
They did have it like a Disney
virtual
Quest.
reality, yes.
Yeah, something like that. But of course, Disney Quest is no longer there.
Yeah, we gotta.
So
yeah, I had that.
Yeah, AJ. Yeah, Amy, you're right. They did. Disney tried a VR type ride at Disney Quest. Oh, and you tested it at Epcot. Very cool.
Okay, so you did Aladdin.
Yeah. Ben, what's your next movie?
I don't know what type of ride you would do with this, but it was an animated film from the 1980s that I'm very fond of, and that is The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, yeah, that is a good film.
But I don't know how you would develop it into a ride, but I know that just the character itself lends itself to a television series that they never even jumped on. Even with the advent of the Disney Afternoon, I think it would have made a great cartoon series.
Basil of Baker Street.
Yeah, but as far as making it an attraction, I don't know. Do you have any suggestions as to how they might be able to develop that into an attraction?
I would say maybe something similar to a dark ride, like what they did with The Little Mermaid, or just any of the other classic dark rides in Fantasyland, like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Alice in Wonderland, and Snow White, Scary Adventures.
Oh, I just thought of one. Okay. That would be perfect.
Okay, Doug's got another film. What is it?
Well, I think what they could do is pay homage again to the 80s. I think there's a love affair with the 80s. Do something with Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers. I think you can really do a killer attraction with Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers. Or even DuckTales.
They did do Gadget's Go Coaster, but that was just a generic kind of thing. And it's lightly based on the Rescue Rangers in Toontown.
I'm thinking the trackless, kind of like Ratatouille, where because you're a chipmunk, you're Chip and Dale and you're rescue rangering something. I mean, and the things move and twirl and and it's 3D. And I think the Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
I think they can't have enough of the Disney afternoon from the 80s.
Ben Juan in the chat stream has a great idea for you for the Great Mouse Detective. He says, we need a Mouse Detective escape room.
That's a fantastic idea,
Yeah.
especially with the trap that he was trapped in, and he had to think of a way of getting out of that. That's a fantastic idea.
I know, Juan, kudos. That's
I think
great idea.
Disney needs to do an escape room. I think that's a brilliant idea. There's one opening up in Concord, Ben, at the veranda. I'm going off into a California tangent, but escape rooms and Disney themed, I think they can do an amazing job with do it in an escape room, because it's something that's different. I mean, we don't have to always sit on a seat and move.
I'm seeing an idea here from Hello Tiffy Bell.
Yeah.
They need a roller coaster that does forward and backwards, themed to the Emperor's New Groove. Wrong lever, Kronk.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's actually one of the movies that I had on my list of movies that is underrepresented and really deserves more attention, because it has such a cult following that if they were to develop some sort of attraction, I think would gain a lot more traction in popularity.
I think so too. Llama face.
That would be really good. I know everybody wants to see a Tangled movie or a Tangled attraction instead of just bathrooms.
Yeah, that would be nice.
think they can really do that.
That is on my list as well.
And Moana, I have it two different ways. I grew up hearing it two different ways. I think that is also another one they could start milking really, really well.
Oh, Juan, you got to go.
Okay.
It's yoga time for Juan. Juan, thank you so much for joining
time.
and for participating. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next one that I have on my list, again, I have this thing about flying. It's a Mary Poppins attraction, where it'd be something akin to, I guess, like Peter Pan's flight, but it'd be a flight over London. But it wouldn't just be of the Londonscape; it would also be flying over, so you could see the different adventures that they went through, like jumping into the chalk drawing or dancing on this, having a tea party on the ceiling, that kind of stuff. But you'd probably fly with the help of her umbrella.
I like that idea.
Oh, they can definitely.
I want some sort of Mary Poppins attraction. That is the one big time movie that I'm a fan of that just has never really had any type of attraction representation at the parks.
Yeah, it's very true. At Disneyland, they have the restaurant Jolly Holiday, but that's about it.
And that's not highly themed at all. It's beautifully decorated, but it's not.
It is
really
beautifully
Mary
decorated.
Poppins. I mean,
And a restaurant being themed for a movie is like bathrooms being themed for a movie.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Revisit Tangled.
Arving to Disney, an umbrella ride? Why not?
yeah, an umbrella ride.
I mean, they've done all sorts of things.
I think it's technology and creativity is what makes Disney do so well. If you let people just use their imagination and creativity, and then we have the technology. I mean, Walt wanted to do Space Mountain, but the technology wasn't there. I mean, we have the money. They have the money. So it's just, what do you want? We're thinking of ideas. It's just, is there a demand? And, they might not think it's a cash cow, but look what Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is. There's people mourning and wearing black and paying homage when they go to the Magic Kingdom in Florida. And we love it in Disneyland. And that's extremely popular. It has nothing to do with it.
Good night, Lucky Minute. Oh, and Sherry Ketzel has joined. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for joining.
Sherry, what do you want as an attraction that was a movie that you want to see, Sherry?
Oh, Charles.
Hi, Charlie.
Charlie, thank you. Thank you so much for the 500 celebration. I really appreciate that. Okay. Ben, what's the next film on your list?
Well, I was looking at Arvine's idea of the chimney cleaning silhouette dark ride. I think that's an awesome idea.
I think that's
That would be
great.
good.
That's really cool. I like that.
I've also got the Rocketeer on my list. And again, that would be I don't know, another flying attraction of some kind?
Yeah, it would be. It would be another flying attraction.
Yeah, I think it would be
Probably more of a roller coaster kind
roller
of thing.
coaster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they could do the Incredicoaster at California Adventure, they could do some sort of Rocketeer experience at a studio park.
Yeah, it would be something similar to, say, like one of the wild coasters at Six Flags Magic Mountain or Six Flags Great America. It'd just be one of those things where you feel like you're flying rather than just sitting in a seat.
And Sherry said something with Lady and the Tramp.
Oh,
Well, they have the restaurant in the Magic Kingdom.
yeah, Tony's is there in
Yeah.
Town Square.
What could you do with Lady and the Tramp?
I don't know. Okay, people out there on the chat stream, what kind of an attraction do you think we could develop for Lady and the Tramp? So let's move on to the next movie. RVing, great idea. Yeah, actually, the umbrella ride was a great idea. I know it wasn't a snark.
No.
Okay.
So, Rocketeer, they need to bring back. That's another franchise that I don't think they're utilizing enough.
I feel bad. I really enjoyed that movie when I saw it in the theater. I loved The
was
Rocketeer,
really
and
good.
it just didn't catch on.
It was the 90s, but maybe everything's 90s. Oh, I did see a movie when I was going through a perpetual Hocus Pocus. I know that's very, very popular. I think they can do a Halloween attraction.
Oh. Yeah, kind of like what they do with Haunted Mansion, you mean? Like an overlay?
Yeah, but like California have the Haunted Mansion and the Haunted with Night Before Christmas, and then Hocus Pocus being the Florida version. I know Florida does not like doing overlays, but I think one at each one and just utilize the Haunted Mansion and the three sisters taking over the Haunted Mansion, I think is hysterical. But
Hey, Rob, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
so
Okay, I have another film here on my list. And I thought of 101 Dalmatians. There's that one scene toward the very end of the film that gets very tense when you see all the dogs covered in soot. They look like Labradors being thrown onto the back of a truck. And then Cruella discovers that it's really the Dalmatians in disguise because the snow is starting to melt and it spots them so that she can actually see the real fur. And I'm thinking, what if they did a ride where Cruella is chasing you and you have to try and get away from Cruella?
okay.
So
I can
food for thought on that one.
101 down.
Okay, I'm seeing a few ideas here. One would be a French attraction with the Aristocats in the France Pavilion.
Yes,
I like that.
The Aristocats would be excellent.
Sherry wants a Fantasia experience where she's dancing with hippos.
We did that in the parade in 2000, so we've done that.
Yeah, we did dance. We did dance in the parade.
At Disneyland.
It was the 45th anniversary parade for Disneyland. They were doing a celebration and they included everything from Fantasia 2000. And so they had us put on tutus and we danced from, I guess it was from Small World all the way down Small World Mall through Fantasyland and down Main Street into Town Square. And then we were finally able to go backstage. We took off the tutus. They gave us a button.
Yeah, we had
participation.
All that. We were in a parade that they got guests to it. It wasn't like a million dreams something. You just got there at the right time. You don't realize, even though the parade route probably for Disneyland is not as big as any other park, man, when you're in a parade and you're trying to do stuff, it's a lot of work. I take those parade people that they have to huff it from one end of the park and other and perform and be so live on stage that when you're done, it's exhausting. I mean, we did that, and you get done and you're just like, I'm exhausted.
It's not easy.
No,
it's not easy.
It's just being goofy.
And the whole time you have to make sure that when you're dancing around and stepping, that you don't step in any of the rails for the horse-drawn carriage.
We had to sign our life away saying, if you get injured, you sprain your ankle, if something happens, if you fall, you can't sue us. And it's like, if I break anything, it's my own problem. But because of there's the railroad tracks down Main Street, but I thought it was fun. So we got to be in an actual Disney parade, not just sitting in a car waving like another parade, but we actually performed. It was really fun times.
Okay, I'm seeing from RVing to Disney and also Hello Tiffy Bell. RVing is saying Cruella driving crazy car ride. I like that. And then Hello Tiffy followed it up very quickly with like the scene where she's driving crazy, like Mr. Toad, but with Cruella and Dalmatians. That's the idea. There it is. That's good.
That's a great idea.
You're absolutely right. I think Goofy's going to be part of Mickey's Runaway Railway. But I think having a full-on Goofy attraction, because you can, that is unlimited.
Yeah.
Because Goofy is Goofy.
Yeah, RVing to Disney. Yeah, the power line ride.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, the best one is when Goofy has to learn to drive.
Oh, yeah.
So you can make it where he's, learning how to do his driving thing. It's like driving school.
Oh, and so BCS right now we have Goofy's Sky School in California Adventure, and it's very much like a Primeval World. It's a mouse coaster, but it's themed to Goofy teaching you how to fly a plane.
But that's not. I'm talking a dark
full-on,
ride.
real good dark ride.
Now we're talking dark rides. These are not just putting some cardboard cutouts and everything being outside. I'm talking dark rides. These are pretty much all dark rides, or something that's highly themed that can go in and out.
Yeah,
because I don't want just something to be scanned to just put a name on it. It's just like a show. Okay. So what else do we have? I
have another film on my list. This is the last one that I have of the 5 that originally that I chose. And then, Ben, we're going to go through a lot of yours that you have on your list. For me, while The Incredibles is already represented at California Adventure on a roller coaster, I wish that they would do it at Disneyland. But I would like them to bring back the People Mover and use the same vehicles that they use on the island with Syndrome. Those little white, like egg-shaped things, the egg pods. I would love to see those in Tomorrowland, just cruising around on the little People Mover track.
Yeah, I remember when we said that. That's what they should do.
I think that's a great idea. Ben, do you like that?
You were buffering a lot on my end. Sorry, I've got a bad Wi-Fi connection tonight. What was that? Can you repeat that?
About The Incredibles and the white pods that they drive around.
Oh, right. Yeah. But wouldn't everyone think everyone was riding around in eggs or something?
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. I mean, just as long as they could use the track again. I really miss it because the Tomorrowland seems so much more lively and kinetic when the People Mover tracks are being used,
or even when it was rocket rods. I mean, you hear the beep beep, and then you can hear the noise.
There's definitely an energy missing from that land because of the lack of movement that had been established there for 30 years.
Yeah, it's very true. Mm-hmm.
No, when I heard the ruckus coming out this past week of Tron coming over, I am for that.
I hope that that's true, because I do know that right now I've been seeing the pictures. Meg of Mickey's Magic was live streaming it. She showed us the pictures, and then Jim of More Sunshine Please showed pictures of the Tron coaster being built in Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom. And I must say, I'm very excited about it.
Oh, Dobie O'Gill and the little people.
An oldie that could be a fun attraction. Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Not just put it on the outside of, what's that called? Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Not just put it in a little tree.
Door.
But you shrink down. They kind of did that with Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. They did that as an attraction.
Yeah, Hello Tiffy Bell says if they need to retheme Rock and Roller Coaster, they could maybe retheme it into a power line like in the Goofy movie.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
A Rock and Roller Coaster needs to go. Not the attraction; it needs to be rethemed. They have so much intellectual property, and not Marvel or Star Wars. But I think they can theme it.
They could come up with something. I know they could.
There are
plenty of ideas out there.
Well, we can do rock. It's based on the Art Deco time of Sunset Boulevard. They can do what's that? Rocketeer.
Yeah. So Ben,
because it is Hollow. It wasn't Rocketeer based in Los Angeles in the 1940s.
Ben, what's your next idea? Oh, Amy's Monsters Inc. Yeah, Monsters Inc. is actually in California Adventure.
There's already one.
It's Mike and Sully to the rescue. It's actually a cute little attraction. But to take on that one for Monsters Inc., I would love to see them use a single rail roller coaster where you're sitting on a door and ride through the door facility where they store all the doors for the closets.
Yeah, not just have that one room. And
I think that's a great idea, Amy. Thank you.
Okay, Sherry mentions maybe do a flubber attraction where you're bouncing around in a padded room.
No, too much. The smell of being sick and vomit would just be. Everybody would get sick.
Escape the screaming kids.
Yes, yeah, we do need adult. Children are amazing. I have nieces and nephews, and we need to have that. And they do bring the spark, but there's something about you need an adulty thing that's not so thrilling, because sometimes you don't need it. I mean, the two best popular attractions of all time is still Haunted Mansion and the Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're not much of anything, but they are the most popular attractions of all time.
Yeah, they're timeless classics.
So you don't need to be spinning and twirling and dropping and spinning and twirling.
Ben, what's the next on your list?
Yeah, Ben.
I was thinking maybe a better themed attraction of Lilo and Stitch instead of wedging Stitch into an already existing attraction like they did at the Magic Kingdom. Build something from the ground up, because it's such an endearing film. I really identify with that movie. If you can see behind me, I've got like this shadow box back here full of nothing but Stitch pins. It's like 55 pins. Yeah. And I posted a picture of it on my Instagram a few nights ago.
Oh yeah, ben.ptv.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. As long as we're on that, let's see. Doug, you have doug.ptv.
Yeah.
Ben has ben.ptv, and I'm at Pepper Tree Villa, all on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch, actually, it's a great idea. I would like to see them take like almost like a surfing idea with it. Somehow where you're like surfing through something.
I can see them do a mash. I just thought of this. You can mash two attractions into two movies and attract two movies into one and make a Lilo and Stitch and Moana.
So it would be like a
hybrid. One attraction that has, I don't know how you would incorporate Moana and Lilo and Stitch, but you get one attraction that has somehow incorporate the two.
Okay, Jim at More Sunshine Please says, change the Rock and Roller Coaster into a Stitch roller coaster.
Yeah, like I said,
I think that's a great idea.
Rock and Roller Coaster has seen its time. Keep everything about it, but retheme it and do something to it, because it's got to go.
Or
they could do Rocketeer, they could do Stitch. They could do
says maybe a shooting game. I guess a shooting game similar to what they have with Buzz Lightyear or the Toy Story Midway Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. I like that. Wow. Ben, let's continue with your list, because you have far more movies on your list than I have on mine.
Lilo and Stitch or
another Doug.
Well, all of a sudden I've been fighting it.
I was thinking maybe a dark ride based on Princess and the Frog.
Ooh,
okay, I can see that.
That one.
It could be an extension of New Orleans Square.
It could definitely be that way, and then they could actually spill into a restaurant for Tiana's.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, and then here's another idea. Amy at AJC Magic TV says, do something with something about the Osmonds, because the Osmonds did a Disney special on the Haunted Mansion. That's right, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Donnie disappeared.
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion. That was part of that.
Donnie became the 1000th ghost. Jim and Sam, thank you for joining. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Ben. So we've got the idea of something with the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Would it be something just like a similar, like a dark ride where they would just tell the tale?
Just a dark ride like Little Mermaid.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
like a Little Mermaid type attraction.
Yeah, there's enough of a storyline that it's a classic fairy tale where you could just have them go from scene to scene. It's a definite following, and it was one of the last of the classically animated movies.
Okay. Hello, Tiffany Bell says, make it a boat ride.
Yeah, that excellent. That would be great. Go through a bayou of some kind.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. That's a good idea. And then let's see. Sherry says, a new roller coaster from Snowball Express. For those of you that have never seen Snowball Express, it was one of the I would call it quirky kid films from the 70s that Disney put out.
Snowball Express. Is that the cat?
No. It's not a cat. Snowball Express is about
It's about an old ski resort.
Yeah.
it's an old ski resort.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
but they
a lot of
friendly movies in the 70s like The $1 Billion Raccoon or whatever.
yeah, $1 Million Duck. The $1 Million Duck and also The Ugly Dachshund and other lots of Disney movies like that.
Oh, the dogs. Yeah.
Oh, Sherry says 1972 to be exact for Snowball Express.
Okay.
I remember seeing it in the theater.
I give me 2 more years and then I would have been born.
Yeah, Rob, I
maybe
love
with the advent of Disney Plus coming out, we'll be able to see some movies that are posted there that might inspire new attractions. Who knows?
Well, that's what I think they can do. I mean, getting Disney Plus out will get people to latch on stuff that's 30, 40, maybe 50 years old. That doesn't go back that far, but all of a sudden it gets a cult following. I mean, it's still, again, Hocus Pocus has the largest cult following, and they can really do a lot with Hocus Pocus.
they can.
And that's old.
They
That's
definitely
from the 80s.
Is it the 80s or the 90s? It's one of the it's back that time, back
it's
20,
back in
30
the-
years.
Yeah, it's still 20.
1993.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's the early 90s. So, you're talking 20, 30, 25, 30 years old. I mean, 1989, anything that's 1989 is 30 years ago.
Okay.
So you can get a following because people will pick this up and it gets on social media.
Amy says it is the 90s. Yeah, thank you. Hello, Tiffy Bell says, I'm surprised they didn't do a House of Mouse ride with the Chinese theater instead of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. The House of Mouse.
Oh, God, that was hysterical.
I loved that show.
That was done. 3 circles you draw on a Mickey Mouse.
So true. That was
God,
great.
It was really for adults. I laughed so hard. I mean, adults enjoyed it more.
I really hope
They come out.
that's on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's right.
I hope it's on Disney
forgot.
Plus.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
well, Rob Fuzz has a good point here in that he says he loves all the old Disney films, but he doesn't think they may have held up as well through to 2019.
Oh no, I'm
No.
sure you're right about that, Rob.
Yeah, a lot of these don't. I mean, they don't have, again, the following of what's relevant, and that's going to hold up even from time. Just because it gets to be in vogue now doesn't mean that it's not going to go away. They're playing it safe. It's all about Star Wars, all about Marvel. What is the latest Pixar? They're going back to what is now because we have an attention span of a gnat. So we can't capitalize on something that is the Black Cauldron. Why can't we do something of the Black Cauldron?
Well,
And that was the Dark Ages, literally and figuratively with Disney. They're not going to do attraction of it.
I watched the Black Cauldron, and what I recall from it is that it's a dreadful.
It's
film.
dreadful. I mean, but so we're talking really endearing, cute movies.
But yeah, Zippity Doo Dad, Patrick. Yeah, Disney classics are the best.
I think they can. I think stuff. I mean, again, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's a short and small. And it's so popular.
Yeah.
So
really is.
to say, oh, this is not going to have something, I think it's not.
It's
right.
one of those attractions. I'll tell you. It's one of those attractions that we have to do every time we go to Disneyland.
It's
every time
it's
we
up
go
there.
on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and it's not the same as it was in Florida. but it's much more small and intimate, and you really are going to run into walls, and a suit of armor almost falls on you, that kind of thing. But the thing that I liked about Florida's version when it was there was that the fact that it looked like other cars were going to drive into you. I loved that.
A Pocahontas and American Adventure, I can see that. That's a good. That's a good. I was thinking of Pocahontas because that's, I guess, starting to come back, as in it's starting to gain popularity.
Pocahontas?
Again,
Yeah.
The old things are getting to be new again, and people are bringing it up. And I think you're right with Disney Plus. Who knows what all of a sudden somebody's going to latch on, and it's going to go viral on social media because everybody's going to be watching it, and we all forgot it.
Rob, you're so right. He says, I can see Disney taking some of the older live action classics and remaking them for Disney Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't see anyone clamoring for a remake of the Boatniks.
Or Hot Lead and Cold Feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Everything can be an attraction.
Hey, Explosive Phoenix, thanks for joining. So, Ben.
Yeah, we got 10 more minutes. We don't want to. We're getting.
Ben, can you hear me? I guess it's buffering.
He's buffering.
He's buffering right now. Okay. So, okay. I also, like Ben said, he did mention the Love Bug and he mentioned the Rocketeer. Those were on my honorable mention list. We had decided to stick it to 5, but Ben went one step further and did, how many did you do, Ben? About 20?
Over 20.
Okay, well, let's keep going. What's next on your list?
I've got Up.
Ooh.
I was thinking of Up.
You get a bunch of people sitting on a porch and flying over landscapes and
make it like a soaring.
Actually winding up in South America.
You can make an Up like soaring.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
You can make I love the
movie.
You can do
that's great.
Soaring of Up. You could do the whole flying of the balloons. That's pretty good.
Okay, let's see. According to Zippity Doo Dad, the Hocus Pocus Disney pins from last year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party sold out with quite the quickness.
I think they could do something.
I'm not surprised by that.
I think they can overlay the Florida Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, see, Rob Fez thinks Up is a great idea. And the hot air balloon ride, yeah, I think it's a great idea. That's a good one. Ben, what's next on your list? Ben?
Oh, he's
buffering. we gotta fix we have to fix his buffering
technology,
issue.
Please stand by.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think what I may have to do is just join you there at the villa at some point.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, because we're widescreen enough.
Yeah, but then that makes my morning commute going to Oakland that much more difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's streaming right now? Just tell them to get off.
No, don't do that. Yeah, so Explosive Phoenix says, you buffered, Ben.
Oh, such first world problems.
Oh, Hello Tiffy Bell says, you need a Timon and Pumbaa ride of some kind.
I wanted to do Lion King. That was the first thing I thought when I was thinking this morning. But what could we do Lion King?
Well, I don't know. All I can say is that after 25 years, you'd think Disney would have done a Lion King attraction.
Yeah, not just shows, and parades, which are the best in the world. Still the best in the world. But what could they do?
Yeah, I did
have an attraction.
I must say, I really do love the show at Animal Kingdom, Festival of the Lion King.
So good. And the parade at Disneyland is so good. What could they do and not just talk about the environment?
The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, there's the Mighty Ducks. There's the whole football, baseball, basketball, hockey. They've done, Air Bud for basketball. I mean, you can...
And African Safari Ride like Indiana Jones. That's what RVing to Disney is saying for Lion King. I can see that. You actually see the animals. You could see Nala and Simba fighting with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they realize who they are.
Yeah.
Timon has a whole meltdown. Deer Park Farm said, thanks for joining. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you. So
Princess, that's Pirate's Princess.
Pirate Princess Red says they could rename the safari ride. Oh, Kilimanjaro Safari. They could rename it for the Lion King Safari.
Because that is, I mean, the Lion King and Kilimanjaro Safaris is.
I mean, they've got Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Yeah, they can do so much better with the Lion King and made them the most money like ever.
Yeah, that's true. Ben, what's your next idea?
Yep. Maybe something based on the Jungle Book.
Huh.
That would probably be the Jungle Cruise, and they can make that.
It'd be like maybe like a seasonal overlay or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they did the Jingle Cruise at Magic Kingdom and Disneyland.
Yeah.
Rob says, bring on the Lion King.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They can't have enough Lion King.
Long live the king.
Oh my God, such a good movie. So good. I hope it makes so much money this summer.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah, we are July 19th. July 19th, Lion King comes out.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm going to see that one. So, Ben, what's next on your film list? Ben? He's buffering again. Oh, someone's saying Jim of More Sunshine Please says maybe a Jungle Book stage show, sort of like Country Bear Jamboree. Now that is an idea. That's a fantastic idea.
That is really good.
I love that. That is great. I still mourn the loss of the Country Bear Jamboree at Disneyland.
Yeah, that was the dark times of Disneyland.
That was when
bad leadership.
That was when the leadership of Disneyland believed that in order to give us a new attraction, they had to take something away.
Yeah.
Oh, and Yumi and Benny has joined the chat. Oh, thank you so much. I totally missed it. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you all.
Ben,
you having technical difficulties?
Are you still buffering?
Are you down there? Hello.
He's still buffering. Okay. So,
can you hear me at all?
Yeah, can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hashtag buffering Ben.
Yeah, he's.
We're gonna have to get him a hard wire.
Well, no, he would have to carry it.
We'll figure it out. We will get Ben Buffer.
Ben Buffer.
Oh man, that's great. That's awesome. I love our villagers. You guys are so cool. You've got great ideas.
Are funny.
Fantastic. Yeah, Rob, they took the bears away. In 2001 was a real rough time. It was just a rough year.
It was California Adventure opened. It didn't bring in the attendance, and plus the economy tanked because of the .com crash. And then you add
everything.
Terrorist attacks.
But taking the bears away was such a bad idea. It turns out that they were doing it so that they could try and get more people onto the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. The unfortunate thing that with attendance records or with the way they handle the records, it turns out that on a slow day, the Country Bear Jamboree held more people in the attraction than a fantastic day for Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they took it away.
It was one of those it was the 2000, 2001, 2002 when everything was going to get a fast pass. How stupid.
What's up with this hashtag Ben Buffer?
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob. I can't help my technology. Comcast in my area, I guess I'm in a highly dense area that uses a lot of streaming capabilities at this time of night. I wish I had a better answer.
Yeah, you're getting picked on.
No, he's not getting picked on. That's
why it's funny, but it's not funny.
I think it's hilarious myself.
Yeah, Explosive Phoenix started it. Connor, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Okay. So it is 8:00.
Yeah, it's approaching 8:00
and
here.
Everybody's making fun of Ben.
But before we
and
do
this
it,
technology. So we
but to
wanted
answer,
to.
yeah. So to answer the question tonight, this is question of the week. If you could choose any movie out there, try and think of something that maybe wasn't discussed yet, or maybe something that you really would like to see, and then flush out the idea of what you'd like to see for the attraction. Go ahead and tweet it out there and mark it with a hashtag PTV questions. Again, hashtag PTV questions, and answer the question, what movie would you like to see turned into an attraction at one of the Disney theme parks around the world?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone,
we always like to hear your things. Like,
we love your input. And again, thank you so much for being a villager. I cannot believe we hit 500, and we're going to do the drawing on June 1st, 2019. Okay, so
2019.
2019. We have not decided on the time of that stream, but we'll be tweeting that out and making sure that it's advertised, maybe even on the liveplace.com. If you haven't already looked at the liveplace.com, take a look there. There's a whole lineup of great family-friendly entertainment that really is Disney-centric, but there are other shows there. Like, for instance, there are times that we will be doing a cooking demo.
Mm-hmm.
We might be baking cookies or something like that and showing you and answering questions as we're cooking and baking. So if that's another thing, if you'd like to see something like that, let us know that too. And of course, we're always available online on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Pepper Tree Villa. Doug is at doug.ptv, and Ben is at ben.ptv on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're leaving the stream tonight, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. That helps the channel, helps this video gets seen. And I guess we'll be back. Yeah, Doug. Oh yeah. Doug has one thing to show for
Keith is still dry, but Keith says hi.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Keith the Pepper Tree says hi.
Yeah.
And again, if you have not seen the video yet, go take a look at our 500 Villagers video, leave a comment on the video, and then go to Instagram or Twitter and take a look for the particular entries that I put there and retweet the tweet that says, I'm a villager. Wouldn't you like to be a villager too? Hashtag PTV 500 Villagers. And then on Instagram, leave a comment on the picture for Instagram that is the thumbnail for the YouTube video. So I guess that's about it for tonight.
That's it.
Everyone, thank you so much for being here. And everyone, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you. Jim, on to the next 500. Definitely. We're not going to stop because as D&G Explorer says, we're just getting started. So
we're not going to take their tagline, but they're great guys.
We're not taking their tagline. Instead,
we have so much to share, and people love hearing us. So
thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. We love spending Thursday nights with you. It's just so much fun. And I'll tell you, sometimes I have a hard time getting to sleep at night because I've had such a good time. I'm just so wound up.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
And so everyone, take a look at everyone and make sure that you go to theliveplace.com and you can check out other great YouTubers there as well. So thank you so much, everyone. And remember, adventure is out there.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.